With Zeus dropping just 25 frags yesterday in a full best of 3 against Mousesports, I thought it'd be a good time to look at his playstyle and try and work out exactly why he continues to perform so poorly and whether it is solely just pinned on aim and potentially the fact that he's the in-game leader.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
Now, I'm not going to try and pretend that Zeus is somehow mechanically quite good and that he just plays super selflessly, really setting up like simple or electronic or something. He is quite poor mechanically, and that's the first aspect that plays into this. But it's the fact that the roles he plays in this Navi team, they are actually quite selfless a lot of the time. He plays a very supportive role, sometimes trying to open up sites, despite the fact he almost never wins these fights because, as I said, he's already mechanically quite poor. There are a few occasions where he makes poor decisions, but it's nowhere near as bad as someone like Edward on the team, and he generally does do his job quite well. But I want to look at today exactly the roles he does play in these executes from Navi, and exactly why he does struggle so much. The first thing, this is a little bit of a poor mistake, is just refacing off this flash. Quite common, someone would be holding this. But the thing I just want to highlight is how poor mechanically he is sometimes. I mean, this is an extreme example, but I'm not sure what, like, this crosshair placement's pretty poor. Even if he's trying to aim at the headshot barrel, it's still not the best. That's just kind of what we're dealing with right now. This is a bit of an extreme example. I'm probably being a little bit harsh, but that's just what I'm showing you. He's not the most mechanically gifted player, and that's why he does struggle in some of the roles he plays, especially his executes, which I'll get into a little bit right now. Within a normal Navi execute or round, Zeus usually plays one of two positions. He's either the very supportive last player in, lots of flashes, smokes, nades for his teammates to try and execute and get onto a site trying to utilize his star players. Or the second more selfless role that he struggles with quite a lot is the entry fragger role, trying to create space for his star players in that sense. So again, that's another way to support your players, but it's often referred to more as an entry position. This is where he struggles, obviously, because he is mechanically similar to how Apex likes to play these rounds. But again, Zeus is an Apex, doesn't have the same mechanical skill to just bang off 3 heads and potentially win these fights, so he almost always ends up going down. This is one of the few rounds where Navi actually do a good job of flashing him around certain corners, and you can see he's about to get double-faced. Oscar gets this kill, he swings out. So good information right now from Zeus. He works out where the 2 B players are very early in the round, so they know there's like 99% chance it's not going to be a third player on a B or shorts. They've really got this one locked down. So Zeus gets a whole lot of information. And this is where he's good at this role because he has the balls just to run out and face players, despite knowing the fact that he's at a disadvantage mechanically. Because as I said, he's just not that good. And he knows that. I don't think he's delusional in any way. What he does do is get this information, which really utilizes and really sets up a play like Simple. You can see he can train his crosshair in a position. I mean, Simple's going to kill you if he doesn't know where you are. Never mind once he gets the information where both of you on the side are. And that's the situation. You're basically screwed. So you see he's able to swing out here, even with Oscar trying to smoke himself out. The first kill comes in, and then again, Electronic, very confident right now. You can see he doesn't have to worry about much in the middle of the side. He can just train his crosshair and where Sticker is going to be, because again, the information Zeus got is so incredibly important. I'm not saying that Zeus should have won that fight, by the way, that initial fight onto Oscar. I expect anyone to almost lose that because Oscar's just sitting there with an AWP, he'd probably get that kill. But it is just information. It's more of a positive example of what he can do. You can see Electronic's able to take out Sticker. Just like that, they have a 4v3 until Electronic does this, but we're not talking about Electronic, so we'll ignore that for the moment. You can just see the importance of this role that Zeus plays, and as I said, very selfless role that he does play because mechanically he struggles, and that's the first way that he really does struggle, because he just runs in here, basically suicide runs in, just so that his teammates can work out where the information is and trust the stars of his team to win out the round for him. So one thing I did allude to really quickly is the fact that he's often very poorly supported, even when playing this entry role or trying to get an opening pick in a round and similar. Especially like this round here in underpass. I mean, that's a very hard angle to peek, especially coming under as that smokes down there. It's a one-way. He actually wins it, but there's no flash coming in. Often you see a flash from top middle for the player to peek that, trying to clear it out. Zeus is trying to do it solo, just dry. Same with this example here, more afterplant. But again, he's trying to get back into a different afterplant positioning to support Electronic, whoever it is in that decon room. But if we look at Edward's position right now, he has a flash, he has a smoke. Why is he not asking for a flash out? Why is Edward not flashing out like that? This is where there's a bit of problem sometimes in Navi. I mean, just one simple flash in front of that silo from Edward would have been the safer approach, and definitely worthwhile, even if someone wasn't facing Zeus in this scenario. But what about when Zeus plays this supportive role? Surely when he's the 4th or 5th player in after throwing some nades, he gets some good trades coming in, and can easily just pick up a couple of kills where, again, he knows where the players are in this scenario, so he can just outplay them in that simple scenario, just with the information he has. Well, often Navi executes seem to be quite separated. I'm going to give you 2 examples here on B Mirage, and it's not just Mirage. I'll show you another example on Train in a second when I talk about something else. But notice the separation right now between the rest of the players and the 3 players going in. So Edward, Simple, and Flamey are going to go in first in this initial pick. And if this doesn't work, Electronic and Zeus are going to be really struggling to trade these players. So again, you can see the 2 players are very separated right now. The smoke starts to come in from Zeus, and all the players are already out onto the site. So you can see right now there's a big separation. You've got these 2 players here, these 3 players. Flamey, again, he's taking the entry role this time. They seem to mix this up quite well. He's out onto the site trying to create some space. But as these players start to go down, I'll just leave it on the map right now. So as soon as Simple and Edward, Simple stays alive, but the other 2 players go down. Simple gets his first initial pick. But right now, look at the timing. The Molotovs come in. The map probably covered that for you. So again, good counter utility from the CTs. And the way these executes often work from Navi, they can get separated. Electronic and Zeus are now separated. Simple's all by himself for the time being. So again, very hard for Zeus to trade these 2 kills by Sticko because he's not there to do so. He can't just run through a Molotov, he'll die. That's a big thing about how they execute. And once he does come in, again, he's in the same scenario as before. He's going to try and go first in this scenario, try and bait in Electronic. Again, he's now losing the fight to Sticko. The player who got those 2 players before, Chris J chimes in, and now Electronic doesn't really get the job done at the end of the day. So you can see he has to kind of, because they're separated, because of the way they execute in this particular round, he almost becomes an entry role again because 2 players have gone down. So who's first in line now? Either Simple, who's already got his position, he's just going to chill here, similar to like what we saw Magis doing that last video I did. He has to try and bait in for Electronic. Electronic doesn't win his fight either, and he's kind of back where he started in those previous clips. That's a struggle for him. And you see even in this one where the counter utility doesn't come in, he's still throwing flashes and whatever from further away than you could maybe want if you want to go in with the rest of your team. And again, the separation timing isn't just there. Chris J and Sticko again can reposition quite nicely onto the fan and just take him out because again, he's looking for players that he has no idea where they are. The other problem Zeus runs into when he executes and he's this supportive player is if the strategy works, it works. You have star players like Electronic and Simple, there's not even any frags left for you to get. So you can see in this scenario again, he's separating himself from the rest of the pack. Again, quite a common theme we're seeing. And he just plays this more supportive role, making sure they can't get shot in the back, trusting his teammates to get the job done. So he's just going to sit here in upper and really lock this down, come back to upper later on in the round. And you can see his team end up taking most of the site together. Again, he's just covering the back. He's playing an important role, but again, he's separated from the team. There's no trades for him to get. When you've got a player like Electronic just coming down and doing this, there's no frags left for you to get. And this is what I'm talking about. If they win, they win. Because Electronic and Simple, one of them just goes huge and just wins the round, and Zeus has got no more frags left to get. He can come down the ramp all he wants later in the round. Right now, Electronic just says, I'm cleaning them all up, mate. Don't you worry about a thing. He has to come back right now and just clear out the uppers. Just watch the flank. Again, he's doing his role. There's no frags for him to get. And this is, again, another common thing that happens in this Navi squad. The other thing I want you to consider is, say they lost this B entry, say Rops takes out the whole team or something crazy happens. They've got two players there from Mousesports. They're not allowed to advance. Zeus is now stuck here in the uppers watching this ramp. He's behind everyone else. So if his whole team goes down, he's now left in like a 1v3, 1v4 scenario potentially. And again, he's going to be struggling to get any frags. He's got to try and find an opener for himself once again to try and get down onto a site and plant a bomb, and we're right back to square one, it seems, every time. So again, either the execute works really well, there's no frags left for him to get, or he comes in late and the execute doesn't work and he's struggling once again to find kills. Because again, it all comes back to the fact that he is mechanically relatively poor, so he can't find these opening kills, which is often left in a scenario needing to get. So when does Zeus get his kills? Well, sometimes he obviously just gets them because they come to you. He will sometimes be in a scenario where he has to trade a player, and he's definitely capable of doing that. Other one is because he does play this entry role quite often. He does often end up with a few eco frags with his Mac 10 or whatever, running down players only pistol. That's not a diss, that's just how it happens. But the other time is when he makes these plays. Obviously, we've seen he's not scared to make a play to potentially get Navi into the round. He's trying to go for opening picks sometimes. And Nukas, this is a great example of where he makes this play. Again, it's only certain players will do this. And he just completely opens up a round for Navi, just wrapping here onto the A site on Nuke. 3v5 right now. They have no business winning this round. This should be a lockdown for Mousesports. He finds a slight opening. Again, a calculated risk. You're going to make these plays in CS. Everything can't be 100% calculated. Finds Sticko again. Presence of mind just to hang off, see if he can clear out the rest of the A site. Doesn't see anything, just takes him out. And you see how this causes the rotations. Again, looking for the most common rotation, potentially a lot of outside control from Navi, thinking Mousesports might have gone to defend secret, playing from under, so expecting a rotate in from there. Rops makes his presence known, turns around, hits a headshot, fair play. And again, the presence of mind to join up with his teammate, because this is eventually a B hit. Oscar unfortunately has his stupid auto shotgun, so he ends up killing him. But again, applies this pressure, allows Electron to get the trade, and he does a great job into this round, just making these plays and opening things up for Navi. Doesn't always happen. Often he gets shut down because he does struggle mechanically, being the theme of this whole video pretty much. But he said he does have his role, he does exactly what he tries to do, and he does achieve quite a lot for Navi in certain scenarios. And that's about it, guys. Make sure to let me know what you think about Zeus. Think he should be cut? You think he has his role? You think he does his role quite well? You think I'm too harsh? You think I'm too nice in this video? Let me know your thoughts. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all in the next one.